what I try to provide and what the folks I work with try to provide is a place for people to come in and talk about this impossible situation and to find ways to bring their best selves to it, even though at least one of them doesn't even want to be having the conversation. The idea of mediation and collaborative law for people who need it is to get you the help to do that in a non-legal way or a non-lawyer-like way, because they associate the lawyers with conflict and with the bad warfare divorces that everybody wants to avoid. I think that's why so many people are doing divorce now without lawyers, but I think many of them need some help, and they're finding it in mediation and collaborative law. So one of the mysterious things they teach you as a mediator is that there's something to having a round table, and so you'll see a lot of times, this ages me, but back in the Vietnam War they had, I think, 6 months or a year of negotiation between the sides about what the table would look like and what the shape of the table is. As with a normal rectangular or square table, there are sides, right? And so then you pick a side that you're on and everybody else is on some other side. And with a round table, there are no sides, and it can be a little uncomfortable for people actually to be sitting there because there's no barrier between them and their spouse. If they're at a round table with me, and the couple's at a round table with me, it sort of forces a sense of intimacy, and it can be a little uncomfortable. But it also shows that there aren't really any sides, particularly in a family law situation or a family mediation situation. The family wins or loses together. So we either come up with something that works for the whole family or the whole family's going to lose. But there's this idea that if there are different sides to the table or to the argument, that one side can win. And especially for those who have kids, there's only one family. And so if we don't do it in the right way for the family, everybody's going to lose. And the round table sort of, in some ways, it's symbolic of that, but it also helps people realize that they're right at that same, they're around that same situation. Their family is all around that table with them. And there aren't any sides. It's only the family is the only thing that we have to focus on. And in some ways it can be harder to be sitting with your spouse at the table. It's more reassuring to be able to talk to your lawyer and just give your point of view to your lawyer, who generally accepts and understands your point of view and doesn't really care about the other partner's point of view. It's harder to be at a table to share that with your spouse when they don't necessarily see it the same way as you do. That can be really harder, but that's where it really is, because in a traditional case, if you're talking through the lawyers, at some point the case is over and the lawyers go back to their offices and you're stuck with each other for like the next 100 years if you have kids.